Welcome to From Center Ice. My name is Courtney, and let's talk about the IceHogs. The Rockford IceHogs played their second game of the season this afternoon against the Chicago Wolves out in Hoffman Estates. It was the second of 3 additional games added on to the calendar against the Wolves this season. The Hogs were supposed to open up the season with 2 games against the Cleveland Monsters, but due to COVID, they couldn't travel, so the IceHogs ended up playing the Chicago Wolves on Saturday, and then there were just 2 other games added on to the schedule, which one was today and the other is next Tuesday. Hopefully the AHL doesn't end up adding more games because these 2 haven't gone so well. So let's go over my questions for this game so we can talk about it. Question number 1. Can the IceHogs hold a lead for a period? Well, considering that they would have to get a lead in order to hold a lead, no, they couldn't because they never had the lead in this game. The Wolves scored first to make it 1-0. In the second period, the IceHogs scored a goal to tie it up, and then the Wolves went on to score 2 more goals, so it was 3-1. The third period started, the IceHogs scored 1 more goal, and the Chicago Wolves scored 2 more, for a grand total and final score of 5-2. Not ideal for a Tuesday afternoon. In game number 1, the IceHogs came out flying, they were moving their feet, they got 2 power plays, 2 power play goals in the first period. They looked like the better team. Game number 2, I don't think there was any point during this game where they looked like the better team. They were outskated, they were outworked, they were just plain outplayed by the Chicago Wolves. And I hate to say that. If there's one thing that I do not like when it comes to the IceHogs, it is when they lose to the Wolves. Anywho, question number 2. How many firsts will we see? If you watched my last IceHogs video, you would know that a bunch of guys got their first AHL goals, their first AHL assists, and we had a couple of more in this game. DJ Busdecker got his first AHL goal. He scored the first goal of the game for the IceHogs. That one was assisted by Chad Chris and Alec Regula, who got his first AHL point, his first professional point. The second and final goal for the IceHogs this game was scored by Chris Wilkie. It was his first AHL goal. That one was assisted by Dylan McLaughlin. What a weird first goal to get. Wilkie was on the goal line, off in the corner. They were killing a penalty. He just flings it at the goaltender and somehow it warps around the post, through the goalie and in. It didn't even look like a dangerous chance. When I saw him shoot the puck and then all of a sudden I saw the puck in the back of the net, I was rather confused. Confused, but happy. Would have been happier if they could have tied the game up, but I'm still happy for Wilkie that he got his first AHL goal. So we had a couple of firsts. Those are going to keep rolling in as the games go on. Like I've said, this is a very young team. It is full of prospects. It is full of guys playing their first professional seasons or their first AHL seasons. It's pretty exciting no matter how the games play out. Except this one because it just plainly was not a good game. Question number 3. Do we see Scott Darling in net? Yes! Scott Darling was in net for this one. He was the backup on Saturday to Matt Tompkins. I said before, he is still on his professional tryout. He could be let go at any time. He could be signed to a contract at any time. I figured before they decided one way or the other, they would want to see him in game action, and that was today. Of course, we still don't know if they're ready to decide one way or the other whether to sign him or not, and maybe they don't want to just go off of this game, seeing as there were 5 goals scored by Chicago, but he also did make some very big saves. There were a couple of goals that maybe you do want him to get the save on. Of course, we can't go back and change that now. We can only talk about it, so it is what it is to an extent. And the season is still starting off much like the Blackhawks season did. 2 different goaltenders playing the first 2 games. Both guys let in 5 goals. Both games are a loss. I really hope that they don't keep this going and end up with 2 more games allowing 5 goals apiece. They need to not follow in the Blackhawks' footsteps completely. So that sort of tells the story of this game. Clearly it wasn't a very good one. A loss 5-2 isn't usually going to be a very good game. There's a lot of things you could nitpick. There were some positives to take away. DJ Busdecker looked good. Andre Altubarmakian looked very good again. He got into a fight after Evan Barrett got hit. It looked like Barrett would be out for the game, but he ended up coming back and playing for the rest of the game. So I hope that he isn't actually banged up and he doesn't miss any time due to injury. The Rockford feed said that he got hit high. The Chicago feed said that he got hit in the knee. The official penalty was a major on Max Lajoie for kneeing. So I don't know which part of him was hurting. It looked like his knee, but maybe his upper body, or he just got hit all over. It is just a body injury. But again, hopefully he doesn't miss any time due to it, and it was just a stinger. He did go back to the locker room for a bit, but like I said, he returned. And then the most frustrating part of the game. So if you recall game number 1 in Rockford, the IceHogs had 3 power plays up until about the midpoint of the second period, maybe a little less than that. And they went 3 for 3 on the power play. It looked great. They were getting chances, they were moving their feet, they were holding the puck in the zone. It looked like a good sign for the rest of the season. If you've been watching the Blackhawks, their power play is also very improved from what we've seen before. With both teams not having a very good power play for the last few seasons, seeing the Hawks improve is positive, and seeing the first 3 power plays for the IceHogs on Saturday, it seemed like both teams were moving in the right direction. Until today. The IceHogs had 9 power plays in this game. The Wolves just could not stay out of the box. Usually, that would be a bad thing for the opponent. It didn't seem to matter in this one because while the IceHogs had 9 power plays, they scored on 1 of them. That's right, 1 goal on the power play out of 9 chances. And 1 of them was an extended power play with the major penalty for kneeing. They negated part of that. Andrei Altabarmakian did get a 2-minute minor heading into that as well, so they had a 3-minute power play once that 2 minutes expired. And being a major penalty, if they scored a goal, the power play would continue. That is the one that they scored on. But they only got 1 goal. They had all of this time, and 1, they clearly just couldn't score. 2, they couldn't keep the puck in the offensive zone. 3, their passing was sloppy. And 4, 1 of the Chicago Wolves goals came short-handed when Chad Chris had the puck at the blue line, went to take a shot, and just fell over. Yep, he was taking a shot, and all of a sudden his body just hit the ice. And Rem Pitlick for the Chicago Wolves, formerly of the Milwaukee Admirals, took the puck, skated all the way down to Scott Darling, and put it behind him. And that is when I wanted to rip my hair out. Because not only did the IceHogs have all of these chances on the power play, they give up a short-handed goal and they didn't even make the guy work for it. Oh, I really need to start meditating. I thought the Blackhawks were taking years off of my life, and then the AHL season started, and the IceHogs are determined to take even more years off of my life, apparently. And the league isn't helping, adding 3 games against the Wolves that were not originally on the schedule. What did I do to deserve this torture? So, this Tuesday afternoon game for the IceHogs against the Chicago Wolves is one that you want to forget. There are not so many positives that came out of it that you just want to keep this one in your memory. Sure, Alti Barmakian standing up for his teammate and getting into a fight may be a positive thing. And 2 skaters getting their first AHL goals. The rest of it, wad it up, throw it in the garbage can, and set it on fire. Just forget about this game, forget it even happened. Don't take any of the positives into the next one that you've learned from. Take what you did well in the first game, improve on that, and get rid of all of the bad that you did. And then take that into Saturday's game against Iowa. Because if you take anything from this game, you're gonna lose again. Let's go over my 3 questions that I have for Saturday's game. Question 1, can the IceHogs have a non-disastrous second period? Going off of recent history and last season, no, probably not, but we can always go into the game hoping for something better. The second period seems to just be where the wheels fall off, the bus goes over the cliff, and everything goes wrong. So can they fix that on Saturday and have a non-disastrous second period? That's all I'm asking for. I'm a simple human. I'm not even saying a good second period. I just want one that isn't a total disaster. Question 2, will the IceHogs have sustained offensive zone pressure? Sure would be nice, wouldn't it? Having the puck in the offensive zone doesn't automatically mean that you're gonna score a goal. Of course. What it does mean is the puck isn't all the way down by your goaltender, so your opponent will keep scoring on you. Unless, of course, you turn the puck over at the blue line when you just trip over your life and they get a breakaway and they go down and they score on your goalie because your goaltender has no help. I also need to forget about this game just like I'm telling them to. Do as I say, Not as I do. Question 3. Will the power play get back on track? That one kind of speaks for itself. They went 3 for 3 to start game number 1. They went 1 for 9 in game number 2. Can the IceHogs get their power play back on track? Or at least not go 1 for 9? I'll take 1 for 3, 1 for 2, maybe even 1 for 4 if it looks better than it did today. But 1 for 9? That cannot happen again. It can happen again. I just really hope it doesn't happen again. Please don't let that happen again. Those are my 3 questions for game number 3 on Saturday against the Iowa Wild. Have you watched the first 2 games of the season? Have you just caught up with the first 2 games of the season? Do you have questions for this IceHogs team? I would love to read them. Leave those in the comments below. And if you want to hear more from me or see more from Center Ice, you can check out FromCenterIce.com. Keep up with all the latest podcast episodes. I do a game recap for every IceHogs game, a game preview for every Blackhawks game, and there's just a bunch of goodies on there that you can find. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel for Blackhawks and IceHogs goodness, or you can go over to our social media pages and follow us over there. Those are all linked in the description down below. All of that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Let's hope for a better outcome on Saturday against Iowa, or at least a better game to watch, because this one was not very fun. I hope you have a great rest of your week. The Blackhawks play Thursday night. If you are interested in watching that, they take on the Columbus Blue Jackets, and that is also my birthday. I will catch you all after the next IceHogs game. Bye, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please hit that subscribe button to catch more From Center Ice content. If you could, hit the like button on this video, maybe share it with a friend or two. And while you're here, check out the podcast playlist and catch up on some old episodes. We will catch y'all next time. Bye!